Greetings, I'm Dr. Alex Marrero, proud superintendent of Denver Public Schools. Today, I'll be taking 3 questions from our teachers here at Denver Public Schools. Remember, any student, any teacher, staff member can ask me questions at any time they want. So let's see what they have in store for me today.
Hi, my name is Cecilia Quintanilla, and I am the ECE teacher at Bryan Webster Dual Language. Today, I have a few questions for Dr. Marrero. My first question is, Dr. Marrero, do you remember your first years in school? What's your favorite memory?
Many memories, some of them have scarred me, and I'm going to spare you that story. But when you see me around, ask me. I don't think it's appropriate for me to capture it. It's so humiliating. But they made a mark, and not a good one. Hence why one of the many reasons I'm an educator, to make sure that I can prevent those situations from happening. But on a more positive note, I remember vividly when I was, if it was grade 5, yes, it was grade 5 and grade 6, even more so in middle school, I was in band and I selected the trumpet. We had to make a real hard decision immediately, pick an instrument. And I picked the trumpet for one reason, because I had the mouthpiece, because my brother 2 years prior was also a trumpet player. So that's one less thing that we had to purchase and money was tight. So I really didn't have a choice, but I'm happy that I did select the trumpet, because I worked very hard at it. I didn't have the opportunity to rehearse at home, and can you imagine me playing the trumpet in a building? That would have been very interesting, but I took it very seriously. And maybe my older brother helped me a little bit when it came to the 3 keys and how to really use your lungs. But I became the first chair. Those of us who are in music band, you know how important that is. That means that in your group, in the brass section, in particular the trumpet section, I was the best. That time I wasn't the best at much, if anything. And that came with a major responsibility. So I had the solos, and I remember at our concert, the soloist had to stand up, so I had to play the trumpet stand up. And I remember my mother made it to one of those ceremonies, and I remember how excited she was. So that's one of the best memories I had when I was a youngster, in particular, middle school.
Mi segunda pregunta es, ¿nos puede contar cuáles son las iniciativas que DPS está tomando para continuar apoyando a las familias latinas e hispanas?
Muchas gracias. I'm going to answer this question in Spanish, and then I'll respond also in English. Para apoyar las familias aquí que tenemos, latinas e hispanas, tenemos un grupo que se llama LIAC, un grupo a donde fueron más de 80 latinos, latinas que aplicaron, y tenemos como 20 que me van a ayudar a mí a tomar decisiones para el distrito. Increíble grupo, y espero lo que vamos a hacer juntos. One of the ways that families, Latino families in particular, can assist me in terms of moving this district forward is what we just celebrated. It's our LEAC, the Latino Education Advisory Council. And those members are going to help me make decisions that are going to impact not only our Latino and Hispanic communities, but Denver Public Schools as a whole.
My next question is, Dr. Marrero, in a perfect world, what would you do to improve equity for gifted and talented students?
Wow, what a great question, and difficult to respond to without really having a major dialogue, because I don't know if I can deliver the answer in a perfect world. It requires input from you all, but in particular those who are identified as gifted or highly gifted. But what I do know is that we do an incredible work when it comes to the spectrum, in particular those who may be marginalized historically or current day, to make sure that we have the supports to make sure that you're at grade level. But the continuum goes on, and often neglected are those gifted students. We have a highly gifted school, which is Polaris, and we have several highly gifted programs throughout the district. One way, maybe not in a perfect world, but perhaps in a perfect district, is that we have gifted programs in all of our schools. So instead of it just being one fixture in the central part of our region, we should have that in every part of our region. And of course, when it comes to gifted students, we have to have that skill set to make sure that we can push the thinking, because boredom is often seen when students are highly engaged and yearning for more. So in a perfect world, we'll have simply more opportunity and more options for our scholars.
Y mi última pregunta es, ¿qué es lo que menos le gusta de su trabajo como superintendente? Gracias.
Muchas gracias por la pregunta. Igual voy a contestar en español y después en inglés. So I'll respond in Spanish and then briefly in English. Lo que no me gusta sobre mi trabajo es las reuniones, las citas que tengo, porque tantas no me dejan la oportunidad a visitar a los estudiantes y las escuelas. Simply put, yes, the burden is a whole lot of meetings, one-on-ones, big meetings that we have and sessions that I have to attend, some that take me out of the district, and it prohibits me from engaging with our scholars and visiting schools.
Thank you for taking the time to answer my questions. We know that your job isn't easy, so we appreciate everything you do for our district and for our school.
Muchas gracias, Cecilia. Thank you, Cecilia. Yes, it's difficult, but we are moving forward. I believe that we all have been blessed and also picked to lead in different capacities, even our youngsters. So I believe this is supposed to happen. Even those difficult and unforsaken and foreseen incidents that we've experienced, it's what we do with them that really paves the way for those who are coming after us. So thank you very much for your support, and I'm going to continue leading as long as you allow me to. Thank you so much for those great questions, Cecilia. It's important to me that you all know that I'm here for you, and you can ask me any question at any time. Thanks for watching this Marrero Moment, and I'll see you next time.